afternoon, everyone. Today I'm making a formal complaint and warning as well to others. Alright? Now, everything I do is at reputable sites and at the source. For example, if I go to a Samsung store to buy a cell phone, I know it's an original product and I am not breaking any. It's easy to buy bootleg products and lose credibility among your peers and among people within a certain realm of work. And as such, over the years, I have been very, very peculiar of what products I buy and where I buy it. So I started buying in my local country. I look for the labels, the brand names, whatnot, that I can afford within my budget and whatnot, that is of authenticity. All right, meaning it's original. So I would often give sales to those who have not a brand name, but their products have been tested and it's well approved. I give sales as well to those from time to time. Nonetheless, most of my products and services are from the source. So before I invest in a product or invest with a company, I ensure to do my research. Now, I've done my research on Investec, which is a stockbroker, and they are very reputable. And in 2019, I had some Facebook stocks. I sold, I think, one or two stocks or 2% or something of that nature. I can't exactly remember all the details, but I also invested in other companies such as Extron, um, and a couple of other industries. Both, I know it sounds bad for some, but I'm a full supporter of going green, as well as I know this, as well as the fact that I know the necessity of oil and gas. So I invested in alternative fuel industries, and I also invested um equally in some oil industries and whatnot. And these companies have found oil and things have been booming, and I had made within a short space of time close to 82 point something million dollars US in the forex market. Now I had the money in my deposit account, all right, because I did it very quickly, and it happened so quickly, it happened so fast. I went to the washroom. When I came back, the numbers had spiraled up because it was a quick sale and the chart just went off, and I transferred it quickly my deposit, and turned it off because I was on work. And it was a bit unethical, and I know. So while I had everyone doing work and whatnot, I just took that minute to do that for some reason. So my superior came, and when they called me, I said yes sir, and I xed it off. So I knew the money was in my deposit account, I just never touched it. Now later on that day, before I went back, before I got a chance to go back into my account, the bank and the institution that issues my credit card called me, and they stated to me that my credit card had to be changed, that they blocked it, they locked it, and I had to change it. So the expiry date was coming up soon, which is very unusual of them to do it before. Usually they give you 1 month advance or 1 month's notice that it's going to be expired, and they had called me either a week or two earlier, which was very out of character of them, but I didn't press on. When I went and I got the new credit card and whatnot, and I decided to go back onto the site, my account and everything was empty. Not only was it empty, but it didn't show the trading actions. It should have shown the companies that I had invested my stocks with. It should have shown what amount of money I invested, how many stocks bought, and whatnot. And it should have been listed. All of that was wiped clean, all of it, everything, and it was just blank with my name on it and my account number. That's it. So it didn't even show the deposit made. So when I called, the woman asked me how much I deposited. I said 250, and a couple weeks or so after that, when I went back to the site to check on things, it showed that I had just that deposited 250, and that was it. They never showed up to today the list of companies that I had bought and sold stocks in that got me that 82 point something million US dollars. Now, there's a saying, no love gained, no love lost, right? And I was brought up in a Christian home not to put my trust and emotions and everything in jewels and earthly wealth where moth and rust could take them over. So I'm not deeply pained by it, nor am I deeply saddened, but I am deeply disturbed by it because it's a way of robbing people. Now, Mr. Daniel Horowitz was the person who was my agent, my stockbroker, and when I kept calling back to speak to him, I was being put on to other people, a whole bunch of other people, and they never got him to call me back. All right? Now, I suspected that someone took it from the company, someone from within the company and whatnot, and I never said anything. This happened in 2019, and in 2022, I decided to do some more investing. And so I gave it a try. I saw Mr. Elon Musk advertising with Quantum AI, and I decided to give it a try. Right? I have met him once or twice, and he's very, very, very respectable, very serious when it comes to business. He does not play when it comes to money and investing and business and whatnot. And I thought I loved that character. I love that about him. So I told him that I will not settle for anything less than being his business partner. So here it was that there was this quantum AI being shown where people can invest into. And I was very hasty to take the offer up because like I said, I've met him personally, and with respect to business, he is very respectable and reputable. So I went onto the site, and on the site there are other traders that are partners with Quantum AI. So there's one called Tixie. So they called me and they asked, well, they saw that I had signed up and they interested with Quantum AI and whatnot. And from there, I've deposited my money, signed up, sent my documents, and followed through with what they instructed me to do. I asked them if there's a term and conditions policy that I have to sign, scan, and send back to them, and they said, no, that's not how they do it. I just have to send up the information, agree to the terms and services online, and that's it. So I was happy and whatnot. And what was perplexing is that while I made my deposit and I got my agent to speak with me and whatnot, every move that I made on the stock market, he was able to see it on my account. When I made my first purchase, he called me and told me that he noticed that I made purchases, and he could have said exactly which company I made the purchase in, how much I had made, how much stocks I had bought. He could have told my balance, my margin line, my profit margin line, everything on my account. And I had the password. All right. So he is liable to and authorized to go to my account as my broker to look at things and look after things and whatnot, right? But if you are an unethical person, it is easy for you to get carried away. Now, one of the things I was upset about, and I had a really disturbing conversation with him this morning, is that yesterday when we had a discussion, he told me that I got an email stating that um, my profit margin was less than 100% and that they may have to close my account. So when he called me, I said it's okay because of the companies that I invested in. I know stocks don't go down low for long because these highly reputable companies who have been long standing. So if it dips just a very little, they are trained to just get to the root of that problem, fix it, and get things back up. So I had no doubt at all that the stocks would drop drastically and remain there. Because one thing is, knowing a company's structure, knowing a company's ethical fold, and knowing how they stand for business tells you that they are long standing. All right? So those are the people you invest with. And meeting these people a number of times and hearing them speak and looking at their deportment and the way they conduct business and how they are not easily moved, I know that these are the people that are long standing. So the people that I invested in and the things that I invested in, it's long standing, right? I know how they operate. Things could go hurricane, thunderstorm, whatever, the work gets done. Things need to be maintained. They take global warming seriously, everything, all their assets, everything seriously. All right. So I told him I have faith, don't worry, right? And I said it without wavering. So the next day at 12 over around 12 or so, they called me and they said, Mr. Costa, you said it, your stocks are well and everything is well. You have about 22, and he made mention of a figure in my account. All right. So I apologize. I was just interrupted. As I was saying, so with respect to the stocks and whatnot, he didn't tell me quite a figure today, this morning when we spoke. Now, I didn't take the money out of the account because I thought that I would leave everything there. And later on, before I went to bed, there was money in my account. The stocks were there. Everything was, going fine. I could leave it open and what have you. This morning when I got up, everything was zero. Now, one of the things I observed when I opened the site is that there were glitches. And for example, when you open a web page, what happens is that you see the deposit amount, you see whatever you have there, and it fluctuates by the cents or dollars or cents and dollars. Those numbers fluctuate. But the web page itself that it's on, it doesn't flash, it doesn't blink, it's not a flip book, it doesn't flip. And that's the thing that I was seeing when I had opened my yesterday evening and last night when I had opened my browser and pulled up on the website and logged in and whatnot. I noticed that about my web page. It was like a flip book in some instances and flipping. And strange enough, the number that I saw initially was higher. And when it flipped and when it glitched, the numbers was lower. Well, the numbers were lower. Alright? So I told him today that someone interfered with my account. I said I'm not crazy and I'm not stupid. I'm not versed in the stock market, but I can tell when someone's interfering. And from what I saw with my web browser and the web pages and whatnot, someone was interfering with my account. And he started to ignore what it is I was telling him. And he started to say, no, these are how things are and whatever and whatever. And I got so upset because I am the customer telling you what is wrong with the site, the equipment, or what have you. And you are stating to me, no, this is how things are. So you're telling me that you're proud to have an ineffective or an inefficient system, one flawed with system errors or susceptible to it. I was so angry. I must admit, I used some beautiful words this morning. All right, luckily Jesus saves. So I was really angry because I told him it is unethical employees such as you that is costing the CEO, Mr. Elon Musk, money, right? And he may think it's the investors, the equipment, it must be the way things happen, but it's the unethical employees within the organizations that are doing these things. So rather than the money go to the company, when it goes into the stocks or whatever, these people running the company are taking the money as middlemen and are pocketing it. And also, these other people have sites that are phishing sites or whatever you want to call them, and the monies of customers that are initially going, so it's an original decent setup at the beginning, but as you go along, the glitch cut in and you find yourself in a whole other cyber world investing, and that starts happening to you. Because like I said, I met these people personally and I know what is theirs and what not and what not. All right. It's nothing illegal or anything like that because they didn't inform me of what to invest in or what to do. They just told me the platform, and they will allow people like me and others. If I have friends or anybody like me who would like to invest, encourage them and whatnot and whatnot. Good business, good advertising, word of mouth. All right. And not only word of mouth, but then the advertisements are all on Facebook. It's all on YouTube. It's all on the internet. All right. Newspapers as well. So there is nothing unethical about what I did. What is unethical is what people did to me. And this is the second time around somebody interfered with my account like that. Even if the money was, the stocks in the market went down, which it hasn't because I checked this morning as well, right? They are break even in some instances, but the stocks hasn't gone all the way down that warrants me having $0 in my account and a 0% profit margin and all of that, right? It shouldn't be at zero. Now, Why is it when I asked him this morning, how much money again did you say was in my account? He's like, I don't know. He all of a sudden he can't answer me. I can't say, I'm seeing zero. But that's not the figure he told me yesterday. He told me 22 and he made mention of some others. Right? So that's how I know he's stealing from me. If it's not him, then somebody masking themselves as my agent has been stealing from me yet again. So I'm letting the public know what has been happening. I'm letting my family know what has been happening, because the first thing they tend to do is blame you. They blame you or state that you are not, ready to invest if you can't take a loss and all these stupid things. When you are telling them it is not that I'm complaining about. I'm complaining about the fact that people are letting customers get legitimate setups, and along the way they are cutting into, all right, the customer's business and taking them to another site that is not good, or taking them to a place where they could withdraw their monies and put up a fake account, and the customer is with the fake account and they have the customer's real account and access to their monies and everything. All right, so it's an entirely different system under the guise of the original, and perhaps different people running it. I can't tell entirely for sure, because it feels as though it's two different worlds. It feels as though it's two different hands. All right, and that's the truth. So I don't know what again to say, but this is my warning to the public to please take these things seriously. All right, and when I say the public as well, I mean the business owners and CEOs and CFOs and all other business entities. This is what people are doing to the company within the business. And a lot of trust is being lost, and loyalty comes with trust. Okay? So, with that being said, I say have a wonderful day, and I ask you kindly to crush these people out of the system and out of businesses, because they're losing money entirely overall. A large amount of money is being lost. And in future, these long-standing businesses, it's not going to be long-standing anymore if they haven't root out these unethical and dishonest, nasty people from within the business, or from those people coming in and pulling away the customers from such original, decent setups to these fake ones. All right? It's within the business structure and the business they are operating. So they are fooling a lot of people, and we can't have that. When you represent a company, you should represent it well. Have a good day, and all the best in your investing as they investigate mine.